Dietitians are actually a very important member of the healthcare team. They work together with doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and also other healthcare professionals.
They are trained to serve in several areas like clinical area, food service, teaching and research, in the industry and in the community.
Thinks of solutions to help people to eat better.
Who married the art of food, science and nutrition and translated that into a plate.
Where you can manage a person's disease by doing modifications to their food intake.
However, there are also dietitians that work in nutrition, food service agency, and also dietitian that works in academia or research dietitian.
Sometimes people have hesitation about seeing a dietitian, but actually your dietitian is the right person to teach you about or to guide you about what needs to be taken and what's not need to be taken. Food is a lot of people's passion. You can't just give up on things.
Are astonished at the variety of food that they can actually eat and stay within the recommendations and the confines of the illness and what they can and can't.
People would feel sad if they are asked not to eat things because food is a way a person celebrates life.
In the previous years, when I say I'm a dietitian, people start looking at me, blanking at me weirdly. What? Dietitian? Diet? Diet? Oh my god, yeah? But now, when we say we are dietitian, people then start asking, wow, this is a very good profession. I would like to know more about the diet.
I always liked food. So from a young age, I used to cook. I started cooking at the age of 12. And at the age of 13, I had a scrapbook on all about food, vitamin C, vitamin B, and I used to have a beautiful scrapbook. And then I always say that I must do something that really makes me happy in my job, and food, nutrition, diet, all have this connection.
Every time when athletes came back from competition, they look for me and say, yeah, I get the gold medal, so I feel very happy. They perform well in their competition, the World Championship, they get what they want, so I feel happy. So this is why it's keep me motivated to become a sport dietitian.
Some dietitians served in several government committees to make nutrition policies and also guidelines.
The other thing that I also really do is I believe in educating the public and consumers. So in my private practice, and partly out of my own CSR, I would say, is I actually write a column in the national newspapers. The column was born out of my own interest in learning more about certain conditions and being able to share my experiences and what I see with my patients and sharing very practical, sensible tips.
In the acute setting, example, in the intensive care, the dietitian will need to be part of the team to ensure that the patient receives sufficient nutrients.
Whenever we have a patient presenting for surgery, we value the feedback of our dietitians at the dietetic division in terms of optimizing our patients.
It's just not about giving them the right medication, not just advising them that you should take this and take that, but it's about telling them to take the right food. And we have seen a lot of improvement in terms of glycemic control, sugar control, blood pressure control, and even heart failure symptom control.
We'll have more expertise in terms of doing counseling about the patient's diet and in more detail compared to us, the doctors, who probably focus more on their clinical or symptoms issues rather than their diet and lifestyle.
They are very innovative of creating many dishes that patient can take in a different way. The juices, the ice cream, those are fat-free. Our pediatric patients, sometimes their needs are different. Their food, sometimes they don't like their hospital food. So we need to cater what they like. So our dietitian try to prepare the meals that they wanted to eat.
Together with the dietitians, we make sure that our patients recover in the fastest possible time.
So there are times when the dietitians call the doctors and tell the doctor, this patient has got these problems, this is why he's putting on weight, this is why the insulin is not working, this is why the diabetes is not well controlled. So we heavily depend on the dietitians to give us the feedback on what the patient really requires and what the problems are faced by the patient.
For example, if someone has diabetes, they will need to see their physician in order to get their medication. Then they will see the nurse to teach them how to monitor their blood sugar, and they need to see the dietitian who will advise them on what are the type of foods he or she can take in order to help control his diabetes. So together, as a member of the healthcare team, this individual will be able to manage his diabetes better.
As every one of us have our own role, and being doctors and nurses, we would not have sufficient dietetic knowledge to ensure this part of the important roles.
Allied Professions Act in Malaysia, dietitians are required to register in order to practice. This is to ensure quality practice, evidence-based practice and safe practice for the patients or the clients. Under the Malaysian Dietitians Association, there are already several medical nutrition therapy guidelines produced.
This association is the authority for all knowledge, for all information regarding diet, special diets or nutrition.
So if ever you are still confused, you're unsure of what you can eat, you really don't know how you can help to manage your condition, you're confused, do come and see a dietitian. Ask a dietitian.
Make wiser food choices. Ask a dietitian.
If you want a healthy heart, ask the dietitian.
If you have anything that you want to know about healthy lifestyle, about diet, about nutrition, ask the dietitians.